welcome everybody. So today we are going to see enzyme substrate complex formation. So what happens during the enzyme substrate reaction? So we expect enzyme substrate reaction to progress like this. Enzyme plus substrate, they will combine together and they will form enzyme substrate complex. Okay, and this complex should further dissociate and it should form enzyme plus product. Okay, so this is a enzyme substrate complex formation reaction. So we are interested in this enzyme substrate complex formation reaction. How this reaction happens? So there are two models we will propose. One is a lock and key model and another is a induced peak model. So this is a lock and key model. So lock and key model means what? So it assumes that there is an enzyme, it acts as a lock and substrate act as a key. So this fit completely with each other. Okay, so there is a complementary shape. So enzyme has this shape and this substrate has a shape like this, for example. So here you see it has a triangular shape and enzyme has a acceptor shape to that substrate, right? So this is a perfect arrangement and people assume that enzyme and substrate will perfectly fit together and then enzyme plus product formation will happen. So that is lock and key mechanism of the enzyme substrate complex formation. Next mechanism we have is a induced feed. So it was assumed that it may not be possible that enzyme will have this mechanism. So what? So this is triangular shape and enzyme shape. So this one is a substrate and we assume that enzyme doesn't have complementary triangular shape with it. So what is there? So when substrate and enzyme comes together, there is an arrangement, induced arrangement in which this shape gets distorted and it will become triangular. So now this is a induced fit. So previously shape was like this. So induced fit and now shape becomes complementary to it. So enzyme shape can become complementary to the substrate shape with the presence of the substrate. So that is a induced fit model and this then can give the enzyme plus product. So you can see the enzyme is not used in any reaction, it is just facilitating to increase the rate of reaction. But these are the two major mechanisms, lock and key. There is a perfect shape complementarity between the enzyme and substrate, and another is a induced fit model in which you have to induce the particular shape in the enzyme in order it to function properly. Next we have is this thing. So enzyme substrate complex, this induced fit model and this model we have in this enzyme substrate complex formation. Okay, so this thing is there. Next we have is a enzyme inhibition complex. So this enzyme inhibition, if you are taking substrate concentration on x-axis and the rate of the reaction on the y-axis. So what is happening? So in this case, normal enzyme, if you are using normal enzyme, so it has the progressing like this. So normally initially reaction is increasing, then it is plateauing, it is decreasing. And if it is a competitive inhibition, the final Vmax remains same, but this overall reaction rate decreases with the competitive inhibitor. And if it is non-competitive inhibitor, then this plateau height itself is a decrease. So this is a enzyme inhibition. So what happens is that sometimes our body needs enzyme to function properly, and sometimes other times it want that enzyme to get inhibited. So our body itself has these molecules, competitive inhibitors, which will bind to that, which will mimic the substrate. So for example, the competitive inhibitor is there, this is a substrate and this is an inhibitor. It has this is like molecular mimicry. It has a similar shape and now it is interacting with this enzyme because both have similar shape. That is a competitive inhibitor. So this competitive inhibitor, they can compete with the substrate. Inhibitor can compete with the substrate. It will say, okay, this is inhibitor, it is binding with instead of the substrate, and it won't allow the further reaction to progress further, right? So that is a competitive inhibitor. Next we have is a non-competitive inhibitor. What non-competitive inhibitor does? It doesn't compete with the enzyme because the shape of the inhibitor is not complementary to the shape of the is not similar to the shape of the substrate. But what happens? This inhibitor will go and bind with this enzyme. So this is our enzyme, and it will bind to the enzyme at the other than active site. So this was our active site, and now it has bound with the other than active site. Now this enzyme cannot bind with this substrate. So that is a non-competitive inhibitor. So that is how this competitive inhibitor and non-competitive inhibitor, it can affect the rate of reaction, right? Normal enzyme has a particular reaction rate. Competitive inhibitor decreases that reaction. Non-competitive inhibitor sometimes decreases it further down. So that is a non-competitive inhibitor. So this was a type of inhibitors, and whenever we say enzyme, so this one was our enzyme, and for example this is our substrate. So this enzyme, basically enzyme molecules is made up of protein. Most of time it is made up of protein. So this is our protein, for example. So this amino acid is, so enzyme is made up of protein. Okay, so this is one amino acid, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So likewise there are many amino acids. And what enzyme actually does is that it helps in the making and breaking of the chemical bonds. So when we say enzyme reaction is happening, the substrate is getting converted into the product. It means that some bonds are being broken down, and now these bonds, breaking down of these bonds will help in the facilitating the product formation, right? So that is a product formation, and this product formation is facilitated by this enzyme. So this enzyme, it will have shape like this. Okay, so instead of this, so this is a linear primary structure, and this is a 3D structure of the protein. So what happens is that when we say active site, this is 1, 2, so 3, likewise up to 45, 100, 150. So what happens is that if this is active site, so 1 number residue can come here, 45 number residue can come here, 150th residue can come here. Okay, so when we form active site, actually when the importance of 3-dimensional structure of the protein is that this one residue, 150th residue, then this 45th number residue, they both can interact when substrate is present here. Okay, substrate is present, now both can interact. Now they can interact with the substrate. It will form the covalent bond with the substrate, help in the formation of the covalent bond with substrate. Okay, it will help in the covalent bond formation with the substrate, and because of this covalent bond formation, the particular bonds can be formed. So for example, in the substrate, this carbon-carbon bond can form. Okay, and it will help in the creation of this product. So basically, when reaction is progressing, some bonds are breaking, some are forming. Based on the reaction, the chemical reaction is happening in this one. So our enzyme is not a like linear structure, primary structure. Our enzyme is a 3-dimensional structure. It is a very complex molecule, and because of its complexity, it allows it to interact with the enzyme, and it can form the enzyme substrate complex formation. So basically, that's why people assume that it is mainly an induced fluid model. The enzyme won't have complementary shape. It will assume that shape when it comes in contact with the substrate, and then this shape, then further reaction can happen, substrate to product formation reaction, right? So that is our enzyme substrate reaction. And what happens is that sometimes there are the cofactors are involved. Cofactors. So as we discussed, cofactors are molecules like calcium 2 plus, cobalt plus 2, magnesium plus 2, manganese plus 2. So these molecules are acting as a cofactor. So what happens? This reaction has to happen. For example, this is our enzyme and this is our substrate. This reaction has to happen. So what happens? So this reaction, for this reaction to progress, sometime there is a need of particular magnesium ion. So this magnesium ion, it will go and bind with the enzyme here, and if this magnesium is present, then only this enzyme and substrate, they will interact here, and this substrate can undergo the product formation. Okay, so this is the importance of this magnesium ion. Okay, so these are the importance of the cofactor. Sometimes what happen, coenzymes are required. Coenzymes, for example get a vitamin C in the collagen formation. So whenever collagen formation is there, so some organic molecules, so these coenzymes are basically organic molecule which are helping in this reaction formation. So sometimes vitamin C, some reaction role is there, and this is facilitating this reaction. So that is the role of coenzyme in the reaction progressing. Okay, so basically the whenever enzyme substrate reaction happens, there should be a proper rearrangement between enzyme and substrate, and our enzyme is not a linear protein molecule, it is a complex molecule. Different residue, 1 number residue, 150 number residue, 300 number residue can come together and it can form the enzyme substrate complex formation. And because of that enzyme substrate complex formation, this proper covalent bond can be formed or broken, and the substrate can get converted into its product. So that is basic of our enzyme substrate reaction, right? So that is in short about how enzyme substrate complex form with lock and key arrangement, induced split arrangement, and what is competitive inhibitor, uncompetitive inhibitor, likewise. So basically these things are helping to keep the reaction progressing. So sometimes body wants the enzyme to function properly, sometimes it wants it to inhibit it. So it have a competitive inhibition strategy, non-competitive inhibition strategy, mixed inhibition strategy. So likewise it have. So sometimes it has a allosteric regulations also. So what happens in the allosteric regulations is that enzymes, sometimes this is our enzyme allosteric regulation, for example. So allosteric regulation is there. So what happens in the allosteric regulation?